Welcome back, guys, to another video. In today's video, we're going to learn how to make passive sentences in English. It's super important, super useful, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so today we're going to learn how to make passive sentences. So firstly, what is a passive sentence? So in a normal sentence, an active sentence, we have the subject, verb, object, place, time, normal sentence structure. In a passive sentence, we don't start with the subject, we start with the object. So let me show you how it works. A normal active sentence would be Jacob ate the apple. Got subject, verb, object. In the passive sentence, we start with the object, the apple, and we would say the apple was eaten by Jacob. So let's look at the form, the structure of a passive sentence. So we start with the object, this is the apple. Then we have the verb to be, in the past is was, the apple was. And then we have the past participle, which remember is always the same as the third form of the verb. So eat, ate, eaten. The apple was eaten. And then if you want, you can say by Jacob at the end. But you don't have to, it's up to you. It's optional. Je to dobrovolný. So let's do another example. Let's say the active sentence, the normal sentence is Jacob's dad built this house. So how would we say that as a passive sentence? So we'll start with the object, which is the house. So we say the house. And then we say the verb to be in the past is was. And then we say the past participle, which is build, built, built. So the house was built. And if you want, you can say by Jacob's dad. So the question is, why would we use passive sentences? When do we use them? So firstly, we use them when we don't know who the person is who did it. We don't know who the subject is. For example, if there's some painting, but we don't know who painted it, we would just use a passive sentence. And we would say, this painting was painted in 1877. But we don't know who. Or another example, we could say Jacob's brother was arrested. We don't know who arrested him. We don't know which policeman arrested him, but someone did. But it doesn't matter, so we just use a passive sentence. Jacob's brother was arrested. So another time we would use passive sentences is when we don't care who did it. It doesn't matter. We can say, this cow was killed 2 weeks ago. We don't care if it's Farmer Bob or Farmer John. It doesn't matter, so we just use a passive sentence. The cow was killed 2 weeks ago. So another case we use passive sentences is when it's embarrassing to say who will do something. For example, when talking about money, it's quite personal, so it sounds a bit embarrassing to say, I will pay you 20,000 crowns to do this job. It sounds much nicer to use the passive sentence and start with the object and say you, then the to be verb in the future, will be, and then the past participle, paid, pay, paid, paid. You will be paid 20,000 crowns. Because now I don't have to talk about me. It sounds much nicer. So let's just do one more example. If I wanted to say, some guy robbed my house in the passive, we would start with the house and say, my house. Then we use the verb to be in the past, was. And then we use the past participle, rob, robbed, robbed. My house was robbed. Now, in this case, we use passive because we don't know who robbed the house. So we just say, my house was robbed. Now, very important is passive sentences are not always in the past. They can also be in the present or in the future. So this sentence, my house was robbed, if I want to say this in the present, if it's happening right now, we would use the present continuous form of to be. So we would say, my house is being robbed. So the robbed does not change. It's always robbed, robbed, robbed. The only thing that changes is the to be verb. So in the past, we say was. In the present, we say is being. My house is being robbed. And in the future, we say will be. My house will be robbed. Because it's so nice and I never lock the doors. So guys, I hope that's clear on how to use passive sentences. So always remember, start with the object, then say the verb to be, and then say the past participle. My house was robbed. And we use it when we don't know who did something, or we don't care, or it's embarrassing to say. And if you want, you can put by who at the end of the sentence. If you like that video and you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And if you would like to check out our full video courses, you can go to our website, speaklikeme.cz, where you can find our full video courses that take you from the beginning to the end, everything explained perfectly for Czech people. If you would like to learn some words with us, you can check out our vocab app on iOS and Android, which has over 1,000 words chosen by me that I think you should know. And if you would like some listening practice, you can check out our podcast for some advanced English conversations with lots of new vocab and Chinglish fixes as well. The links for everything are in the description for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.